You know what's interesting about the military? Everybody talks about regulations, left and right limits. The commander has philosophies of leadership and MOIs. But do we have those things for our lives? When I was about 35 years old, I decided that I needed to develop some left and right limits for myself. I needed some guiding principles. So I came up with the four eyes. Metaphorically, it means eyes as an insight, how I see the world, but also the letter I. I'm going to give you those four eyes. I think everybody should develop some type of guiding principle, some type of philosophy of leadership, some type of tangible mission statement for themselves. I developed the four I's. Interdict mediocrity. Intercept ignorance. Infuse excellence. And my personal favorite, I had to do this to be authentic to myself. Influenced by many, defined by none. Interdict mediocrity. That means I'm going to forbid mediocrity in my life on all levels. Sometimes people say, well, I'm a fitness influencer, and they're just absolutely great in that, but they suck at their job, or they're not competent at their job, but they're in shape. And so I wanted to find out how to be a comprehensive person, interdict mediocrity in all levels in my life, whether it's being a father, whether it's being a husband, whether it's being a mentor, whether it's being physically fit, whether it's being on the educational level. I wanted to interdict mediocrity on all levels. Intercept ignorance. When I think about intercepting ignorance, I intercept anybody who comes to my life and tries to limit me and say that I can't do something. Someone who says, hey, you're too old to do that. Or, folks from our ethnicity don't do that. Oh, that's never been done. Oh, you be quiet. I'm going to intercept that type of ignorance in my life. I don't let anybody speak in my life without permission. Sometimes you have friends and say, I'm just going to tell you the truth because I'm your friend. You don't have permission to tell me your truth because your truth is probably limiting. Infuse excellence. When I think about infusing excellence, that doesn't mean that I have to have a perfect score or that I have to be perfect in anything. I'm going to infuse excellence. Why is this important? Well, I have ADHD, I have comprehension problems, I have a plethora of things that inhibit me from maybe being the top person in the class when I go to these military schools or when I'm in the civilian education domain. But when I say I'm going to infuse excellence, that means I'm going to give my very best. Comparison is the thief of joy. You see, I can't ever probably be a 4.0 student, or I probably will never be on the Commandant's list, and I have not, because I have a learning disability. I have ADHD. I have a lot of things. So when I say infuse excellence, if my partners are going to play ball, lift weights, go to the golf court, go to play golf, they can do that and still come back and get an A. Well, I have to take that book. I have to highlight it. I got to write some words on the notepad. I got to say it out 1,000 times just to comprehend it. And I'm probably still going to get a B, B plus, B minus. But when you infuse excellence, it means you're self-aware enough to understand what your excellence is as juxtaposed to somebody else. When you have that level of self-awareness, you can be excellent in life, and that's what I have striven to do. Influenced by many, defined by none. When I first started this journey, you see people you admire and you want to imitate them. I read all of these biographies of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Muhammad Ali, a plethora of people that you say, wow, I want to be them. Mistake number one. You cannot be anybody. And when you try to parrot those people based upon the gifts that they were given, then you shortchange yourself and the gift that God actually gave you. So when I say influenced by many, defined by none, that's what I mean. I still read biographies of great human beings, people who are excellent, people doing great in their fields, excellent human beings. I take what I need from them and I incorporate it into my particular leadership, personal style. Influenced by many, defined by none. You could never be them. It's impossible. It's only one them and one you. So let's do a summary here of what my personal philosophy is. Interdict mediocrity. Intercept ignorance. Infuse excellence. Influenced by many, defined by none. I encourage you all to develop a personal philosophy. This is not a group exercise. You don't need to go to your friends. You don't need to go to your wife. You don't need to go to your husband. You don't need to go to your supervisor. You don't need to go to your mentor. You need to develop a personal philosophy. It's called personal. Develop a personal philosophy on how you want to guide your life. Take a little time in that personal philosophy and figure out who you really want to be. I'll say this as I close. Most of us really don't know who we are because we have not studied who we are and what our possibilities are. We kind of just take the beliefs that we were handed as a child, and now we are actors in this game of someone else's thought processes for you, someone else's direction for you, someone else's thoughts of you on what you should be. So now you're an actor based upon that. But many of us, I would dare say 99% of us, don't study ourselves to become the best persons we can be. That's why those of us who are really super successful are called the 1%, because 99% of the other folks have not taken the time to study themselves. Hey, I hope this helps. Have a great day. Woo!